Archangel Michael says, there is a silence hanging over tonight that feels different from any other. In the shadows of this evening, your ex is sitting somewhere, replaying memories, weighing choices, and holding a decision that could shift the course of your life. This is not an ordinary night, it carries a turning point hidden within its hours, and before sunrise, the answer will be set in motion. The air feels heavier than usual, almost as if it is carrying whispers from the past to remind them of everything you once shared. This decision is not just about them, it holds the power to reach deep into your present and alter what comes next. Whether it is tied to your heart, your reputation, or something you never expected, it is unfolding in this very moment. Every action they take tonight is guided by emotions they have buried for too long. There are things they haven't said, moments they've hidden, and truths they've carried like locked secrets. But tonight, those locked doors are swinging open inside their mind, forcing them to face what they've avoided for so long. You may not be aware of the exact place they are right now, but the energy is already connecting to you. Their thoughts are laced with the weight of your name, and the memories of your shared past are pulling at them with unusual force. A choice is building like a wave that will break before the night ends. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The decision they are making could bring you back into their world or remove you from it forever. There is no middle ground in what they are considering, it's all or nothing, and that makes this moment more dangerous and more powerful than you realize. The outcome will not only affect your emotional life but could also open or close certain doors in your future. This is the kind of decision that people remember for years, the kind that changes how they wake up the next morning. Your ex is feeling the weight of the clock ticking, knowing they cannot carry this uncertainty into another day. Whatever they choose, it will have a ripple effect that will be felt by more than just the two of you. They have been speaking to someone in private about this for days now. That person has been influencing their thoughts, planting seeds, and shaping the final outcome of what they are about to decide. Some of the advice they've been given is not in your favor, which makes this night even more critical. And yet, in the midst of this, there is a part of them that cannot erase the bond you once had. No matter what they have tried to replace it with, no matter who has tried to fill the space you left, there is a gap that still belongs to you. That gap is what keeps their hand from making a final choice too quickly. Type Amen to get blessing 497. They are looking at messages, old photos, and reminders of you tonight. Every image, every word from the past, feels heavier under the moonlight. They may not admit it out loud, but the emotions are strong enough to shake them. There is also a fear in their mind, a fear that if they make the wrong choice, it will haunt them. They know this decision is irreversible, and they cannot afford to act purely on anger or pride. That is why they are being quiet right now, taking their time before speaking to anyone else. Archangel Michael says, there is a divine hand in this moment, guiding the truth to reveal itself in the right way. Even if you cannot hear the conversation or see the scene playing out, you are energetically tied to it. Your spirit will feel the shift the moment their mind reaches its final conclusion. The hours between now and dawn are like a battlefield of memories, regrets, and possibilities. Every small sign they see tonight will feel like a signal pointing toward one path or the other. It is a night that will not repeat itself. A moment sealed in the energy of now. Type Amen to get blessing 621. They have been avoiding certain truths about you for a long time. People around them have tried to paint you in a certain light, but deep down, they know the real story. That is why part of them is hesitant to let go completely. You have to understand, this is not just a personal choice, they are making a move that could affect your future opportunities, your stability, and even the way others see you. Whether it is in love, in business, or in something hidden, their hand has the power to shape the direction. The past they shared with you is still burning in their mind like embers that never went out. They can try to deny it, but tonight, those embers are glowing brighter. The memories are not just visiting them, they are demanding answers. They are also considering a step that involves someone else, a person who has been watching from the sidelines, waiting for this exact moment. This third party has been silently hoping they would choose the path that leaves you out of the picture. But the decision is still in the balance. Type Amen to get blessing 889. This night is unlike any other you've faced before. The universe is holding its breath, waiting for their choice to become final. You might feel restless, unable to sleep, because your soul senses the weight of this moment. Every message they've received from others tonight has carried hidden intentions. Some want them to return to you, others want them to cut the connection entirely. Their mind is like a room filled with voices, each pulling in a different direction. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, you are not powerless in this moment. Even if you cannot physically be there, your energy can influence the path they take. Focus your thoughts, because your unseen strength is more present than you think. The clock is moving, and soon the night will give its final answer. Whether it comes through a conversation, a silent action, or a choice made in secret, you will feel the shift. And when it happens, nothing will be quite the same again. Type Amen to get blessing 712. The walls around them seem to close in tighter as the hours pass. Every sound, every vibration in the air feels amplified, pressing them to make a choice sooner than they are ready for. They know that delaying this decision any longer will only increase the pressure and make the consequences heavier. They have gone over different outcomes in their head, weighing what they stand to gain and what they might lose. A part of them fears that no matter which direction they choose, there will be some kind of pain attached. This is why they keep hesitating, trapped between longing and letting go. The energy tonight is charged, almost electric, as though something unseen is sitting in the room with them, guiding their hand. It's not just memory and emotion, it's fate itself weaving through the edges of this choice. They can feel that what they decide tonight will carry into every day that follows. Somewhere in their heart, they are aware of how much their actions will ripple into your path. That awareness is making them slower, more cautious, because they know once they move forward, there is no return. They are standing at the edge of a point that will redefine the connection between you. Type Amen to get blessing 568. The people advising them tonight are not all working in your favor. While one voice tries to remind them of your value and the truth of who you are, another whispers in their ear with jealousy, pushing them to erase you from their plans. This battle of influence is part of why they are so conflicted right now. They have looked at your name in their phone more than once tonight. There's a temptation to reach out, to break the silence, to test the waters of your reaction. But fear holds them back, unsure of how you would respond if they let you in on what they're truly considering. Archangel Michael says, there is divine awareness surrounding this moment, watching every move, every thought, and every piece of advice that reaches their ears. This is not a random night, it is a turning point placed deliberately in their path and yours. The truth of their heart will rise whether they want it to or not. Even as they sit there, an unease keeps twisting inside them. They may try to mask it with distractions, but the decision won't leave their mind. It's as though the night itself is holding them in place until they choose. Type Amen to get blessing 984. They know that the moment they make their choice, your life will be altered. This awareness is both a burden and a strange thrill to them, because they understand the power they hold right now. But power in the wrong state of mind can be dangerous. They are not only deciding on matters of the heart, this could also affect financial arrangements, personal ties, or mutual connections you both share. The layers to this choice go deeper than either of you may have realized in the past. And tonight, all of those threads are being pulled together. There is a memory that keeps returning to them, a moment between you that once made them feel entirely safe, entirely understood. It keeps surfacing tonight, clashing with every reason they have been told to move on from you. That memory is acting like a tether, keeping them from cutting you away too quickly. Their mind keeps going back and forth, unable to land on the final verdict. Time, however, does not slow down. The closer the night moves toward its end, the more the pressure inside them grows. Type Amen to get blessing 431. A few hours from now, you may feel a sudden change in energy without knowing why. That will be the moment they choose. It could come as a quiet release or an explosive act, but either way, the shift will be felt. You might hear about it through someone else before they tell you directly. Or, the change might simply begin to unfold around you without explanation. In either case, it will be impossible to ignore once it starts. Archangel Michael says, even when the choice feels out of your hands, the higher forces that guard you are already moving to ensure your destiny stays aligned. This means that no matter what path they take, it will lead you exactly where you are meant to go. Their choice may cause a storm, but storms often clear the air. Still, the weight of this night will echo for a long time. This is not the kind of decision one forgets in a week, it will live in the memory and change the way both of you see the past. The question is not whether it matters, but how deeply it will cut or heal. Type Amen to get blessing 775. They pace the floor, pausing every few steps as though the walls themselves are listening. Their phone sits nearby, screen lighting up with occasional notifications, but they ignore most of them. Only certain names draw their attention, and one of those names is yours. They scroll through messages you once exchanged, some still unread, some left without reply. The words seem to take on new meaning tonight, as though they carry hidden codes they never noticed before. Every sentence reminds them that the connection between you was never ordinary. They stop to stare at a single picture for longer than they intend. It's not just an image, it's a doorway to everything they felt when they were still by your side. It stirs something deep, something they thought they had buried for good. They are holding back tears, not because they aren't feeling enough, but because they are feeling too much. Memories of arguments blend with moments of joy, creating a storm of emotion they cannot fully control. It is in this emotional haze that their decision is slowly taking form. Type Amen to get blessing 254. Someone is in the background, speaking softly to them. The tone is persuasive, almost calculated, as if the words are designed to push them toward a particular outcome. But each time they seem ready to agree, a thought of you interrupts. They walk away from that voice for a moment, retreating into silence. The night feels colder, the weight in their chest heavier, as though the choice is physically pressing against them. It's a feeling they cannot shake no matter how hard they try. Archangel Michael says, every thought they have tonight is under watch by forces greater than their own will. There is guidance weaving through this decision, making sure the truth is not drowned by manipulation. Even in their confusion, they are being pulled toward clarity. They stand at a window, looking out into the night sky. They wonder if you can feel them thinking about you. Somehow, in the stillness, they sense that you do. Type Amen to get blessing 602. The minutes feel longer than hours. Every second that passes brings them closer to a point where they cannot turn back. And yet, part of them wishes they could freeze this moment forever before making the leap. They remember the way you once believed in them when no one else did. That memory lands heavy on their heart, making the choice even more complex. It's not just about moving forward, it's about what they will have to leave behind. There's an envelope on the table, sealed, waiting. Inside it could be the action that changes both your lives. They touch it, hesitate, then pull their hand away. The clock moves forward, no matter how much they want to slow it down. They are running out of time to decide, and the world beyond their door is waiting for the result. They know they can't keep the answer hidden forever. Type Amen to get blessing 991. The decision tonight will affect not only the present but also the paths you both will walk for years to come. They feel the gravity of that truth more than ever. It is almost too much for them to carry, yet they cannot hand it to anyone else. Archangel Michael says, whether they choose to reconnect or to sever ties completely, the outcome has already been seen by the higher realms. What feels like uncertainty to them is already written in a way you will one day understand. For now, you must let it unfold. Their mind is restless, but their heart keeps pulling in one direction. It is that battle between logic and emotion that has kept them frozen in place until now. But soon, one side will win. And when it does, the sound of that choice will reach you, whether through words, actions, or silence. When it comes, you will know it instantly. And everything you thought was settled will shift once more. Type Amen to get blessing 347. They pick up the pen and set it down again as if it burns. A tremor runs through their fingers that they try to hide from themselves. The choice waits like a sealed door that only courage can open. They replay the final conversation you had, hearing the pauses more than the words. The silence between the lines carries a different kind of truth now. It reminds them that endings are never clean when souls remain entangled. They draft a message and delete it twice. The unsent words hang in the air like ghosts asking to be released. Each erased line leaves a heavier mark on their heart. The room smells like cologne and dust and unresolved feelings. They notice tiny details that never mattered until tonight. Even the ticking clock sounds like a verdict being written. Type Amen to get blessing 184. A car passes outside and the headlights sweep across the wall. In that flash, they see memories like film frames, fast and bright. The reminder forces a breath that feels like the first inhale in hours. They pick up the envelope again and slide a thumb under the edge. The paper resists, then yields just enough to whisper. Inside, a single page carries words that could reorder both of your futures. They consider calling a mutual friend for a last-minute opinion. Then they stop, because they know outside voices no longer fit this moment. The heart wants accountability to itself now. They move to the table and sit without distractions. The phone is turned face down as a sign to the universe. The night has asked for presents, and they are finally offering it. Type Amen to get blessing 928. A calm enters that is not the same as peace. It is the clarity that comes when storms decide to rain instead of rumble. What had been swirling begins to take shape. They write a sentence and pause to listen to how it feels. The body answers before the mind can interfere. Something settles, as if a lock finds its matching key. The third party who wanted a clean separation drifts to the edge of their thoughts. That influence feels thinner now, like fog meeting sunlight. Your name, however, keeps its weight, steady and undeniable. They picture your face the very first time you looked at them without defense. That image does not accuse or plead. It simply tells the truth of what was real. Type Amen to get blessing 563. They stand and stretch as if waking from a long sleep. The decision is not fully formed, but it now has a spine. It can stand without collapsing. They open a drawer and remove a small keepsake you once forgot at their place. They had told themselves it meant nothing, yet it lived here all this time. Holding it makes the edges of the night feel softer. In the hallway mirror, they see a version of themselves they almost recognize. This person is tired but honest. Honesty looks better on them than denial ever did. They turn the phone over and unlock it with deliberate care. A deep breath anchors what comes next. The words they will send or the silence they will keep are finally ready to arrive. Type Amen to get blessing 740. The city outside keeps moving as if nothing is happening. Yet the air in this room knows that a quiet threshold is being crossed. Thresholds always change the way feet remember the floor. They open your thread and read the last message again. It does not sting the way it did before. Now it reads like a map that only makes sense after the journey is complete. A new draft appears on the screen with fewer words than expected. The simplicity feels right, because truth is rarely crowded. They leave space for you to breathe when you eventually see it. They save the draft without sending and close their eyes. A gentle certainty rises like dawn through the ribs. It tells them to finish this night with action, not noise. Type Amen to get blessing 219. They return to the paper on the table and sign their name. Ink commits what the mouth could not speak cleanly. Commitment gives the decision a doorway into the world. There is an arrangement that will be adjusted by morning. Paths that overlapped will be redrawn with better lines. Where boundaries were blurred, clarity will become the new design. They take a small box from the shelf and set it beside the signed page. The box holds items that used to carry ache. Tonight those items feel like chapters that have finally found their conclusions. They do not rush to seal anything. They let the moment breathe, because rushed endings leave splinters. Breath smooths the wood of experience until touch becomes kind again. Type Amen to get blessing 674. A message arrives from the persuasive voice that once stirred confusion. They read it, then archive it without reply. Power returns to the center where it belonged. They open the window to let the night move through. Cool air folds across their shoulders like a clean sheet. The room smells new, as if the future just walked in. They think of your laugh, the way it changed the gravity of a room. This recollection does not break them. It blesses the memory and releases the bruise. They do one more walk-through of the space, touching nothing. Sometimes the body needs proof that the mind has chosen. Touch without grasping become. A calendar entry is moved, and a contact is updated. These tiny edits are the hidden gears that turn destinies. Destiny often runs on details nobody sees. They speak your name once under their breath. The sound lands softly, without thorns. Softness proves that the fire has done its work. They imagine you sleeping, or maybe awake like them. Either way, your spirit will feel the shift before the hour ends. Spirits hear the truth long before timelines catch up. Type Amen to get blessing 118. The page is folded with care and placed inside the envelope. Care does not mean regret. It means respect for what once mattered. They seal it and write a simple label. Labels are for clarity, not for cages. This one is clear enough to open the next door. They set the envelope near the door where the morning will find it. Some choices need daylight to be delivered. This one has earned that honor. They silence the phone and dim the lamp. The room returns to a softer rhythm. Softer rhythms are where wisdom finishes its sentences. Type Amen to get blessing 352. They sit once more and let their shoulders fall. Relief arrives without celebration. Relief is quiet when it has healed the necessary wound. They consider sending a final note that says only be well. Then they decide the actions already carry that message. Sometimes kindness is heavier when it is silent. In the stillness, they feel a future they had been refusing. It does not feel empty. It feels wide and unafraid. They stand and hold the small keepsake a last time. They place it in the box as a tribute rather than an anchor. Tributes let love remain while attachments release. Type Amen to get blessing 587. A plan forms for the morning that involves clarity with no drama. Conversations will be honest, short, and complete. Completion will let both of you walk straighter. They rehearse a single sentence that contains no blame. That sentence fits like a well-made key in a new lock. New locks are not to keep out life but to guide it in the right door. They turn off the lamp. Darkness does not frighten them now. It simply means the night is on duty while they rest. They lie down and breathe to the count of a steady number. Counting gives the heart an ordered path. Order is the final gift after chaos surrenders. Type Amen to get blessing 942. Their last thought before sleep is a promise to act with dignity. Dignity keeps the soul clean when the day asks for strength. Strength is already waiting at the edge of tomorrow. The city hums like a low choir. The envelope waits like a star that knows morning. Morning always knows what to do with sealed decisions. Somewhere inside your own night, a chill lifts from your shoulders. That is the echo of their choice reaching you. Echoes translate before words arrive. You turn toward a calmer feeling and find it sitting there. The feeling does not explain itself. It simply says the path ahead will now be straighter. Type Amen to get blessing 401. Dawn pulls its first thread through the curtains. They wake with a steady mind and a clear jawline. Clarity changes the way a face holds the day. They shower and dress as if meeting the future for coffee. Simple clothes, measured steps, open gaze. Openness draws honest outcomes. The envelope leaves with them when the door opens. What was heavy is now weight that the legs can carry. Carried weight builds new muscle in the soul. They walk toward the morning mailbox and do not hesitate. Hesitation was a creature of last night. Today speaks a different language. Type Amen to get blessing 266. The envelope slides into its place with a quiet finality. Finality here does not mean punishment. It means the story has accepted its correct ending. Their phone turns on again and finds reception. A single notification pings that requires a firm yet gentle reply. They answer it with the same steadiness that guided the night. Your thread remains unopened for now. Not out of cruelty, but out of respect for clean timing. Clean timing protects both of you from unnecessary fog. They head toward a conversation that will realign agreements. Realignment sounds clinical but feels merciful in practice. Mercy is what truth looks like after it stops apologizing. Type Amen to get blessing 734. Across your morning, the air feels lighter than you expected. Your body recognizes a release it did not know it was holding. Recognition is how healing introduces itself. You sense that doors you feared are no longer blocking the hall. A corridor appears that was hidden behind grief. Hidden corridors are the best routes to real beginnings. Your name will be spoken today with an unusual calm. This calm was sculpted by last night's courage. Courage leaves smooth edges where fractures used to live. You will receive news or silence that tells you everything. Either one will deliver the same message. The message is that your future has room again. Type Amen to get blessing 870. Let your own steps honor what has turned. Honor does not cling and it does not rush. It walks beside the truth and listens. If something returns to you, it will arrive with grown hands. If something releases you, it will do so without poison. Both possibilities carry a blessing shaped like space. The day will move, and with it, your plan. Make small decisions that agree with your bigger soul. Agreement is the most reliable compass. By nightfall, you will recognize the new map. Its lines will be simple, its scale generous. Generosity is how the heart draws land after a long storm. Type Amen to get blessing 305.